Today's top stories. Lucas Bersamin is the new Chief Justice of the Supreme Court. The Bicameral Conference Committee approves the Consolidated Universal Health Care Bill. Lawmakers vote to increase taxes on cigarettes. And the Philippine rowing team wins its first gold medal in the Asian Rowing Coastal Championships in Hong Kong.
Good day, I'm Pia Rosas Morato. Welcome to the PNA Newsroom. Associate Justice Lucas Bersamin is the new Chief Justice of the Supreme Court. President Rodrigo Duterte appointed Bersamin from the shortlist of justices aiming to hold the top post. More on this from Rom Dulfo.
President Rodrigo Duterte has appointed Associate Justice Lucas Bersamin as the country's new Chief Justice. Bersamin replaces Teresita Leonardo de Castro, who retired in October after serving as Chief Justice for 41 days. He will serve as top magistrate until he reaches the mandatory retirement age of 70 on October 18 next year. President Duterte says he picked Bersamin based on seniority. Other aspirants for the top post were Acting Chief Justice Antonio Carpio and Associate Justices Diosdado Peralta, Estela Perlas Bernabe, and Andres Reyes Jr. Bersamin is currently the most senior justice in the Supreme Court with 32 years of service in the judiciary. Bersamin was an appointee of former President and now Speaker Gloria Macapagal Arroyo. He voted in favor of the burial of the late former President Ferdinand Marcos sa Libingan ng mga Bayani, the ouster of Maria Lourdes Sereno as Chief Justice, and the declaration and extension of martial law in Mindanao, among others. For the PNA Newsroom, I'm Rom Dulfo.
The Bicameral Conference Committee has approved the consolidated version of the Universal Health Care Bill. The Health Care Bill allows all Filipinos to be automatically enrolled under the National Health Insurance Program of PhilHealth. Active PhilHealth members will also get special benefits. The bill also moves for the improvement of public health facilities and tapping the private sector to become partners in achieving universal health care. Senate Health Committee Chair J.V. Ejercito says once the bill is signed into law, it will require a funding of 250 billion pesos for the first year of implementation and 280 billion in the second year. He is hoping that the Senate and the House will ratify the bill so it can be reviewed and signed by President Rodrigo Duterte immediately. The Philippines stands to gain rather than cause conflict from its friendship with China and the United States. House Speaker Gloria Macapagal Arroyo stressed the importance of fostering friendship with the two superpowers. Arroyo says both are important to the world and the Asian region, just as their friendship is important to the Philippines. Arroyo gave the statement as guest in the inauguration of the new building of the Bases Development and Conversion Authority in Clark Global City in Pampanga. U.S. Ambassador to the Philippines Sung Kim was present during the inauguration, together with Hungarian Ambassador to the Philippines Josef Benci. Arroyo invited both ambassadors to bring more investments to the Philippines, saying there's plenty of room for both China and the U.S. to invest in. The Philippine National Police vows to look into the death of Senior Inspector Manuel Taytayan Jr., the Intelligence Chief of Pasay City Police. Albayalde and NCRPO Chief Guillermo Eleazar visited Taytayan's wake at the Veronica Memorial Chapel in Pasay City. Albayalde conferred the Medalya ng Kagalingan to Taytayan as he gave his assurance that they will investigate his death. Taytayan led the operation against Mark Delimios, the main suspect in the killing of Gerardo Maquidato Jr., a Good Samaritan Grab driver in 2017. Taytayan's father believed that there was a foul play in the incident. He said his son had gunshot wounds at the back, which may indicate that he was possibly shot by another policeman. Albayalde also noted the possibility that Taytayan pulled back and sought cover after the suspect fired at him.
Human nature, when you hear a gunfire, the first thing that you do is to duck. Yun ang ano dyan. Kasi ang tinitignan lang natin dito una is kung siya ba ang nauna dun sa team. That's what I want to know.
Authorities arrest 16 foreigners involved in illegal gambling and swindling. And Comelec plans to hold mock polls for absentee voters in Cambodia. More on these and other news around the metro from Miguel Hill.
National Bureau of Investigation announced the arrest of 15 Chinese nationals for illegal online gambling in separate operations in Manila and Angeles City, Pampanga. Seized from the operation were 13 desktop computers, 25 smartphones, and 24 prepaid SIM cards. NBI Cybercrime Division Chief Vicente de Guzman confirms that the groups entered the country legally under tourist visas. The NBI also arrested a Nigerian national, Sean Charles Ogun, in Parañaque for computer fraud. Ogun was arrested in an entrapment operation on a computer hacking scam which diverted funds from victims' bank accounts. Meanwhile, the Buklura ng Manggagawang Pilipino urges the government to regulate the entry of Chinese and other foreign workers. It says the Bureau of Immigration must filter out potential illegal workers entering the country. The labor group believes that the entry of foreign workers is not the reason Filipinos do not have employment opportunities. Commission on Elections plans to conduct mock polls in overseas voting in Cambodia. COMELEC Commissioner Rowena Guanzon says this is to anticipate possible errors during election day. The poll body official also urged Filipinos to encourage their family members living abroad to vote in the May 2019 polls. The voting period for overseas absentee voting will be from April 13 to May 13, 2019. For the PNA Newsroom, I am Miguel Hill.
Still to come, senators confirmed the appointment of TFA Secretary Teodoro Locsin Jr. Lawmakers vote to increase taxes on cigarettes. More on these when the PNA Newsroom continues.
I assure everyone, in line with our Build program, this administration will continue to pursue the timely implementation of crucial projects that will uplift the lives of our countrymen. May this terminal will serve as a model for our similar port infrastructure projects across the country. Together, let us work hand in hand as we lay down the physical foundations of a better life for every Filipino. Thank you.
The Commission on Appointments confirmed today the appointment of Teodoro Locsin Jr. as Secretary of Foreign Affairs. Senator Panfilo Lacson recommended Locsin's appointment, saying his brand of diplomacy represents the true value of an independent foreign policy. Lacson also highlighted Locsin's experience in journalism and law. In his confirmation hearing, Locsin defended the Philippines' withdrawal from the International Criminal Court and the Duterte administration's war on drugs. Locsin also stressed that the country is not waiving its right in the West Philippine Sea despite the administration's policy towards China. The House Ways and Means Committee has approved a measure seeking to increase the excise taxes on tobacco products. Committee Chair Representative Estrelita Swansing said the proposal seeks to increase excise tax rates for tobacco by 2 pesos and 50 centavos every year starting July 2019 until 2022. A 4% tax will be imposed every year thereafter starting 2023. The train law mandates that the duty on tobacco products will be raised to 35 pesos next year. Swansing said she expects the bill to be approved on final reading at the lower chamber before the Christmas break on December 14. The revenue from excise tax on tobacco as well as alcohol products will fund the proposed Universal Healthcare Act. A private firm is eyeing to partner with provincial jeepney cooperatives for the installation of automated fare collection system on their units. AF Payments, the operator of Bicam, plans to expand its business in Bukidnon and the cities of Iloilo and Cebu. CEO Peter Maher says an automated fare collection system will ensure that passengers will be able to pay accurate fares for their trips. He adds that he is pitching beep card services in support of the Public Utility Vehicle Modernization Program in the country. Automated fare collection is one of the functions added to modern jeepneys under the PUV Modernization Program. The Securities and Exchange Commission warns the public against putting their money in unregistered investment schemes. This as authorities arrested 12 supposed promoters of an unregistered investment company in an entrapment operation in Pasig City. The 12 suspects were promoting GDM Finance SARL, a Switzerland-based investment company. The SEC says the group was enticing members to invest their money purportedly to purchase or trade stocks in the New York Stock Exchange. They are now facing criminal cases for publicly offering investment online through Facebook without license from the SEC. 11 of those arrested were also charged with resisting arrest, while 2 others were charged with direct assault under the revised penal code. Another suspect managed to evade arrest but was later identified as Pastor Benny Cabrera. The Dagupan LGU sets an HIV/AIDS awareness campaign this December, and shipments of imported rice arrive in Bacolod. More on these stories from the provinces from Janice Cave.
The city government of Dagupan will hold a true color party to create awareness on how to avoid acquiring HIV/AIDS. Some 200 members of the LGBT community were invited to the program, which is in line with the World AIDS Day. A total of 59 cases of HIV/AIDS have been recorded in Dagupan from 1984 to May 2018. In Negros Occidental, the 100,000 bags of rice from Thailand imported by the National Food Authority for the province are being unloaded in the Bacolod port. The additional import allocation, which arrived in the city last week, is the second for Negros Occidental this year. The first importation of 80,000 bags from Thailand arrived in July. NFA Negros Occidental says it can start increasing the distribution to 20 to 50 bags per retail outlet among major and non-traditional markets. Meanwhile, at least 107 members of the New People's Army in Masbate surrendered to the Philippine Army's 903rd Brigade Command. Only 5 were regular NPA members, while the rest were communist militia members and supporters. During the surrender ceremony, the rebels yielded a total of 19 handguns. The surrenderers will undergo processing to qualify for the government's comprehensive local integration program. For the PNA Newsroom, I'm Janice Cave.
Up next, nearly 300,000 drug surrenderers complete their rehabilitation, and the Philippine rowing team wins its first gold medal in the Asian Rowing Coastal Champions in Hong Kong. The PNA Newsroom returns after these reminders.
by providing them with skills training and seed capital assistance to start their own livelihood.
Okay lang, maayos, malinis, mabilis, implementasyon.
Close to 300,000 drug surrenderers have graduated from the Recovery and Wellness Program, which launched as part of the Duterte administration's campaign to address the illegal drug problem. Presidential Communications Operations Office Assistant Secretary Marie Rafael says these are graduates from the program initiated by the Philippine National Police and community centers. About 3,000 individuals are also undergoing rehab in health facilities. PNP spokesperson Benigno Durana says authorities dismantled a total of 271 drug dens and Shabu laboratories from June 2016 to October 2018. They also seized illegal drugs worth about 25 billion pesos. Nearly 9,000 barangays have been declared drug cleared as of October 31. Meanwhile, around 113,000 anti-illegal drugs operations were conducted during the same period. PDEA spokesperson Derek Carrion adds about 400 law enforcers were dismissed for drug use and other related offenses. The Department of Health in Calabarzon plans to hire doctors and health personnel on job order basis to resolve the urgent need for hospital personnel in the region. DOH 4A Director Eduardo Haniero says the regional office is now in talks to get more personnel for the Bacoor District Hospital in Bacoor City, Cavite. DOH Calabarzon will create an ad hoc committee to facilitate human resource exchanges among various academic institutions, medical centers, and training hospitals next year. The DOH, together with the provincial government of Cavite and city government of Bacoor, signed an agreement for the continuous assistance and support for the expansion of the city hospital. The support includes bringing in of consultants from Batangas Medical Center to provide clinical and technical support and also provide training assistance. In our foreign news, NASA's InSight spacecraft touched down safely on Mars, kicking off a 2-year mission to explore the deep interior of the red planet. NASA's online live broadcast reported InSight touchdown on Mars around Tuesday morning, Manila time, after a 6-month, 480 million kilometer journey. Its first photo of Mars' surface is speckled with black dots believed to be particles of dust picked up during InSight's descent. InSight will detect geophysical signals deep below the Martian surface, including Marsquakes and heat. Scientists will also be able to track radio signals from the stationary spacecraft. InSight marks NASA's first Mars landing since the Curiosity rover in 2012, and the first one dedicated to studying the deep interior of Mars. In sports, the Philippine national rowing team has taken home its first ever gold medal in the Asian Rowing Coastal Champions. Melka Jen Caballero dominated the women's singles sculls event in the recent competition held at the Victoria Harbor in Hong Kong. On the other hand, Roque Abala and Edgar Ilas got the bronze in the men's double sculls event. The Philippine team went head-to-head against 8 other countries and 11 local rowing clubs from Hong Kong. Head coach Edgardo Mayrina says following the team's performance in Hong Kong, they are now looking into undergoing high-quality training for future events. The Lanzones season is coming to Camiguin. Tourists are now given the chance to experience harvesting this wonderful fruit and learn what makes it a special treat. Maricor Zapata has this story.
Next to the inviting beaches and an adventurous trek to its Mount Hibok-Hibok, Lanzones is the craze in Camiguin during the bare months of the year. In its season, this fruit is what you'll see everywhere as a welcome offering to guests in hotels and establishments, or you'll see houses in the island province with bunches of this sweet little round fruit. The Lanzones from Camiguin is said to be the sweetest due to the island's rich volcanic soils, This year, Camiguin opened the fences of its Lanzones farm to tourists who want a first-hand experience of picking the highly coveted fruit of the province. In Mahinog, Camiguin sits the first Lanzones farm tourism site, brimming with over 800 trees that grow up to 80,000 kilos of Lanzones, also known as langsat, annually. An entrance fee of 200 pesos is already a steal for a day-long unlimited pick-and-eat frenzy inside the 6.9-hectare plantation. Since lanzones is a seasonal fruit, tourists who want a taste of it are advised to book for flights and hotels from September to November. Still, the best time to visit is on the second half of October, where the extravagant Lanzones Festival is held yearly. The Lanzones, also locally known as buhanan, is the subject of a folk tale where the fruit was given as an offering to an evil creature preying on children. A folk tale or not, buhanan is a blessing for the people of Camiguin. For the PNA Newsroom, I'm Maricor Zapata.
Let's now check out the weather forecast for Metro Manila and the rest of the country. Let's take another look at today's top stories.
Lucas Bersamin is the new Chief Justice of the Supreme Court. The Bicameral Conference Committee approves the Consolidated Universal Health Care Bill. Lawmakers vote to increase taxes on cigarettes. And the Philippine rowing team wins its first gold medal in the Asian Rowing Coastal Championships in Hong Kong.
Thank you for watching another edition of the PNA Newsroom. To check out these and other stories, visit the PNA website or follow the Philippine News Agency on Facebook and Twitter. For more stories about the government and how it serves the Filipinos, look for these hashtags in all of our social media platforms and websites. It's 27 days more to go before Christmas. And that's your daily dose of the latest news and information that you need to know from the PNA Newsroom. I'm Pia Roses Morato. Good day.